You're listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and to get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, are you ready? Here we go.
All right, thank you so much, Wes. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 132, and it's all brought to you by Outer Banks Pest Control in Manio. Yes, for all those unwanted pests, all the varmints that could be plaguing your home, your office, your warehouse, your place of business, whatever the case may be, Outer Banks Pest Control can help you eradicate them, and they would love to do that. Yes, check them out online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. Hey, man, what else? We got to have some power in this vessel. And of course, it's all got that Kelly's automotive power. Yes, Kelly. Let me tell you something. Kelly is very attention to detail oriented. He's one of those guys that's like, if it's not right, he's not going to bring the car back from wherever he's seeing it at an auction or whatever the case may be. He will find a vehicle for you. I've got him in hot pursuit of a vehicle for my wife right now. And I've given him some parameters to try to stay within. And I'm telling you, he's like, I'm just not finding anything just yet. The car is there. I just got to find it. And he's looking. I give my man lots of credit. I love me some Kelly Midget over at Kelly Auto in Manio. Again, you can check him out online at kellysobxauto.com. All right. Oh, gosh, what a great weekend we had this past weekend. Watched some college football with some buddies. Great church service on Sunday at Wanchese Assembly. I want to shout out to all the local churches. Okay, let's do that real quick. Shouting out to all of the local churches here, because there's plenty of them. If you are here on vacation or you're coming down a couple of days, whatever the case may be, there's a church for everybody here. If you want to get your spirit filled, your cup to overrunneth. I mean, you can come sit with me at Wanchese Assembly of God right there at the corner of the Lane and Mill Landing Road in Wanchese. Or if you got other churches, other denominations, would love to have you there. So be sure and stop and check out some of the local churches in case you are in need of a spirit to be filled. Just saying, like, great churches around here. And long story short. So I don't even know if I really want to bring this up, simply because, like, gosh, I don't want to speak it into existence. You know what I mean? A lot of times, people believe in speaking things into existence. And I'm one of those that sometimes, depending on what it is, it can get spoken into existence. And at present, there is a chance of a storm coming up here this weekend. Okay. Models are showing the Euro, the GFS. And again, if you download the Windy app, you can see all of this stuff are showing that there is some activity that's going to be taking place and some stuff getting stirred up. Now, a couple of reasons why I don't want a storm. One, I just don't want one. When I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, hurricane party. Yay. But now I'm like, no, I don't want that. Too much headache, too much. It derails me from like the flow that I have. And it's just, sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, it takes me a second to get back on track. So I don't want a storm because I just don't want one, number one. Number two, Austin turns 11 on Friday. I don't want it to derail the plans that we have for him that are in place. And number three, he has his first official football game that he's ever played in his entire life is this coming Saturday. I don't want it to derail any of that. Now, the models show that the potential for any sort of activity to be on the Outer Banks, potentially Sunday-ish at the moment. I'm praying it away right now. Lord, I throw this to you. Take this storm and push it on out to sea and make it go away, and don't let it affect anybody. I'm praying this prayer right now in your name, Jesus. Amen. That's all we can really do in situations like this. There's no way we can control the weather. All we can do is be prepared for it should severe weather arise. This is different. Like, it's not like it's a tornado. Tornadoes, a lot of times, there's a thunderstorm going on, and the next thing you know, there's a tornado in your living room. Hurricanes we can prepare for. So we got to take these precautionary measures. You got a generator. If you have gas, extra gas cans, fill them up, get your generator, make sure it's running correctly. Put fuel in your vehicle, stuff like that. But hey, look, we just prayed this thing away and the Lord's going to handle it. So I'm good to go. Everything's going to be all right. But again, just something to kind of keep your eye on. Oh, gosh. Fall is in the air here on the Outer Banks. All right. Yeah, there's still a couple of days, might be a little warmer than usual. But at the same time, like, we're seeing temperatures in the 60s in the evenings, 70s during the day. Northeast breeze feels good, relatively low humidity. We had a couple days where the humidity was a little warmer than it probably should have been. But hey, look, you know what? It is what it is. I'm happy. Life is good. Cannot complain about much. Fall is in the air on the Outer Banks. Coming up in this episode of the podcast, I'm going to pack the show up in a little bit, and I'm going to go across the sound. I'm going to milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Killable Hills. You heard my man Matty P talk about this place a lot of times. We're talking about the Jolly Roger. Yes, milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Kill Devil Hills. I'm going to go hang out with Carol Ann and Andrea and the crew. We're going to talk about all things Jolly Rogers. They have the new addition where the bar and everything is, and it's almost like it's its own event hall. You know, when you walk in there, it's like, whoa, this is a happening spot. So you got to check that out. I'm going to go check it out, and we're going to talk to them all about the fun things that are going on. I mean, they're part of the 12 bars. And again, we're going to talk to them in just a little bit. Newsworthy things. Of course, you always know the man with the plan when it comes to news on the Outer Banks is the Grand Slam. Woo! Sam Walker at SamWalkerOBXNews.com. He is ready. So ready to provide you with the latest and greatest that the news has to offer here on the Outer Banks. But hey, look, a couple of things that were newsworthy, actually. You know, I normally say, I don't have anything that's jumping off the page at me, but today I do. I have two things that are jumping off the page at me. Number one is almost in a lot of ways a shout out. So if you remember last week when I recorded the podcast, I talked about how there was like some sort of something spinning around. It was like a low pressure system. Well, that ended up moving up here onto the beach, and it got a little bit breezy. So that breeze caused a mobile home that was traveling across the Bass Knight Bridge, which is the Oregon Inlet Bridge, and it blew it on its side and it leaned up against the rail. Well, to the rescue was Mancanics Automotive and Towing. That would be Rex Mann. He is the owner, operator, CEO, president of Mancanics Automotive and Towing. I've been knowing Rex my entire life. He and his brother were some of my best friends growing up. And little fun fact, the name Mancanics, I came up with that. I have to tell people that because it's like, I'm so proud of it because I was like, you were my Mancanics. And I said that back in high school, and Rex, he took it and ran with it. And it was like, look, calling my auto shop Mancanics. So it stuck. But anyway, to make a long story short, they got that mobile home off the bridge. They had to close the bridge, and they got that mobile home off the bridge, the truck off the bridge, everything, and opened the bridge back up. So he is Superman. Rex Superman. You know what I mean? They got all kind of flowed together. So I just kind of came up with that. I like to call him Snaky from time to time, but we're not going to go into the details of why I call Rex Snaky. That's a story. If you want to know, you're going to have to hit me up, and I'll tell you why. But regardless, Rex, man, great job. That's my dude. Appreciate him so much for all the hard work that he does in the community and for getting that big old mobile home off the bridge. Also, so just the other day, something really cool. Guinness Book of World Records had a record broken right here in Manio. So Sven, I can't think of his wife's name to save my life. They are tandem jumpers jumping out of airplanes. They own OBX Skydive in Manio, the Manio airport. And they jumped out of an air in a tandem jumping. They broke the world record for that. The world record was 105 jumps in 24 hours. They did 108 jumps in 24 hours. How cool is that? World record broken right here in Manio. The land of the first flight. How awesome. That is so cool. So little shout out to Sven and his wife at OBX Skydive. Super awesome. That is very awesome. A little recap, let's see, of last week at episode 131. Had Gino in here from Lost Colony Tavern. He was talking about Halloween Island, the 13 bars, 13 different hotels, different things going on, all happening on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturday evenings in downtown Manio throughout the entire month of October. That's, again, Gino and that whole group there, they really think outside the box to try and do different fun things here. So Halloween Island, something that's taking place throughout the month of October. You didn't get a chance to listen to that podcast. Gino will give you the entire rundown. Go back and take a listen to episode 131. Captain Marty. Yes, Captain Marty. He's still doing his fishing reports, his stories, his Other Side of Fishing show. You can go to Google. It's the best way to describe on how to do this. Go to Google type in the word Captain and the word Marty. All right. It's the first thing that pops up. So if you type in Captain Marty in the search bar on Google, it's right there. You can listen to all of his fishing reports. They're all archived. You can listen to all of his stories. I think we're pushing 50 stories, all archived, and his fishing show. It's all right there. So I'm going to be taking the Captain on the road here in the near future. And we hope that you will continue to follow along with our journeys with Captain Marty. Again, if you haven't picked up a fishing guide, they're all up and down the beach. Go ahead and get yourself one. If you want one, let me know. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Speaking of my email, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com, I'm going to jump into some shout outs real quick. All right. So I got one shout out particularly that I want to give. And again, if you want to shout out, just email me, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. I want to shout out to Miss Karen Murphy. Now, Miss Karen, she and her husband, Sean, come down here with a couple every year. And she sent me an email. They're from Dover, Ohio. Said, thanks for the podcast where I visited Hatteras after Hurricane Aaron. They typically stay in Frisco, or they got to stay in Frisco the first week after the island opened up. They're very lucky to be able to have their vacation. They're supposed to be in Ocracoke when Aaron came through, but, well, Miss Aaron had other plans. She wanted me to give some shout outs to some different places that they've been going to see over the last 30 years. They've been coming down, Midget Realty being one of them. They did a fantastic job of keeping us informed of what was going on from the mandatory evacuation to how to apply for vacation insurance reimbursement and what to expect when Hatteras was open to vacationers. She wanted to shout out to Harbor House Seafood Market in Hatteras. Now, Miss Vicky went above and beyond to make sure they could take seafood back to their pregnant daughters. And seafood, they take it back with them every year that they visit. She said there wasn't any boats that had gone out in a while, but she was able to pull it off, pack it up, and even gave a little extra to the pregnant daughters, which they absolutely love. One of the sweetest ladies Miss Vicky is, and I highly recommend her seafood boil. The Ocracoke Harbor Inn is their favorite place to stay in Ocracoke. Ocracoke Harbor Inn, they called every day to keep them informed as they were due to come in the week of Aaron. And when the mandatory evacuation shut down the island, they were sad, but it was all good. So they'll see him again soon. At Connor's Supermarket in Buxton and the Red and White in Hatteras for just being open and always being kind. So kind of what she's saying here in a lot of this email, and what she goes on to say is shop local when you're there and be kind. Says saw a lot of negative posts online about the people's vacations and not getting their vacation. So she said, here's the thing. You chose to come during hurricane season. You are offered the renter's insurance policy at the time you rent. If you didn't take it, that's your issue and not the realtor's. People are dealing with loss of home, water, electric, and damage to their business, loss of revenue. And she's just saying, Miss Karen here is saying, please try to be kind, shop local. And you get what you pay for when you do that. So she said, sorry for the long email. Thanks again, Justin, for the podcast. Next time we're in Nags Head, we're going to hit you up. Well, Miss Karen, please hit me up next time you are here, because I would love to meet you. Say hello to Mr. Sean, and then maybe grab a bite to eat or something. Who knows? So the next time you're in Nags Head, please hit me up. And again, if you're a listener to the podcast, please let me know. I would love to give you a shout out. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Quick break, and when I return, I'm going to disappear from my office and reappear at the Jolly Roger. Catch the vibe at Fish Head's Bar and Grill at milepost 18.5 in South Nags Head on the Outer Banks Fishing Pier. Open through the Thanksgiving weekend, we are the Outer Banks hotspot for oceanfront dining and all the good times. Kick back with 40 beers on tap, a wide selection of wine and sake cocktails, and the famous happy hour shrimp daily from 4 until 6. Weekends come alive with live music, while our open air pier setting offers unbeatable ocean views. Don't miss out. Your OBX adventure starts at fishheadsobx.com.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
All All right, as I stated, I have disappeared from my studio in downtown Manio, and I've reappeared here at milepost 6 3/4 on the Beach Road in Kill Devil Hills. That's where you're going to find the Jolly Roger. And sitting across from me right now, two lovely ladies. We've got Miss Carol Ann, owner, operator, Jolly Rogers, and we've got Miss Andrea, the general manager. Is that correct? General manager of Jolly Rogers, and all that takes place inside this building, and actually in a lot of ways outside this building too. So I want to talk right now, Miss Carol Ann. This building has been here for quite some time. Okay. And I want to know a little bit about the history of the Jolly Roger. I want to know about how you became involved in with this restaurant and where it's been and where it is today. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Okay, let's just go with a few little facts.
Okay.
Years could change, months could change, but it originally started as Dean's gas station and grocery store.
Okay.
In 1936.
Okay.
Changed it into a restaurant in 1972 by some real estate agents.
All right.
They had for about, Tommy took it over. I took it over in 83. So they kept it open a few years, and then Tommy Gardner and Susie bought it. They opened it season only. Okay. Dinner only. Mm-hmm. Then I took it over and opened it up breakfast, lunch, dinner, 365. And everyone said I was crazy. In fact, the purveyors back then, Dowdy Foods, Bill Morris, many of them, they laid odds as to whether I'd ever make it or not.
Right. Well, now, restaurants, though, to you are not anything unusual. You actually, didn't you have, you had some experience, but you... Talk to me a little bit about, I know where I want to go. I don't know if I'm going the right direction.
I know where you're trying to go. Okay. I'm a people person.
Yes.
I was in the beauty business for 25 years.
Yes.
I owned beauty schools and beauty shops in the Crystal City area, Arlington, Virginia.
Okay.
So the back went, and I played with their hair, so now I played with their tummies because I love food.
Yes.
Had no experience in the restaurant business, none whatsoever.
Okay.
Just came down, took the recipes that Tommy had and Susie had, added some that my mother had, tasted the food, what I liked I kept, what I didn't like I got rid of.
Okay.
And we've gone from there. It was a little 2-page menu, and now it's 4 or 5 pages and 3 or 4 menus.
Yes. So you
it's really expanded.
And you do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you said 365 days a year, correct? Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So talk to me a little bit about the breakfast side of things. Because, I mean, one of the things that I've known Jolly Roger to be one of the best at is y'all have been known, again, like I said, for having one of the best breakfasts on the beach. I mean, large, what do we call them? Pirate-sized portions.
Pirate-sized portion and diner type. In other words, I did it after the diners in New York and New Jersey. Mm-hmm. The homemade scrapple, the things that nobody else had. And the real homemade potatoes. The potatoes are my mother's recipe. The night before, we would have leftover baked potatoes. So Sunday morning, she'd be cutting them up, put a little onions, blah, 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 blah with them, and we'd have home fries.
Yes.
So to do that in here, we go through 6 different steps just to get your home fries the way you eat them to make them seem like they're homemade, which they are. They're not out of a bag. They're not frozen. They are pre-cooked and prepped and prepped. So it's a big procedure, just the home fries.
Just the home fries.
Just the home fries.
It shows the attention to detail that you put into the food, the breakfast, and more specifically, all the elements, the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner.
Just good food, 95% of it is scratch. And I know you hear a lot of people say that, but, I mean, we cook our sauces for hours and hours and hours. They're back there prepping all day long. Even a lot of our dressings that you can buy in a bottle, we make ourselves. So
wow.
It's an old-fashioned restaurant with old-fashioned ways. I guess because I'm 80-some years old and I'm still an old-fashioned lady.
You mean 60?
Oh, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that. I won't argue with that.
So we've been here. We've talked about breakfast. We talked about.
We'll go back to breakfast for 1 minute.
Okay, let's go.
Because breakfast is what made this place.
Okay.
When I opened the restaurant up, I opened it up with a 99-cent breakfast.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Okay, so that brought everybody in. So when I got them for breakfast, I was here 24/7 then. So why don't you come back for lunch? Why don't you come back for dinner? I built 24 hours a day. As many hours as I was open, I was here. talking to the people, giving them a reason to come back. But the breakfast started it, and then it grew from there.
So it started with the whole breakfast, and then we went into lunch, dinner, and you just continued that element of success throughout the years.
Tried.
So now tell me again, what year did you take over the restaurant?
1983, I believe.
1983. Here it is,
It was 83 or 84.
2025. So we're 42-ish, 41, 42-ish years later, and still serving and doing that level of excellence all the way through. Now, one thing that Jolly Roger also became famous for was nightlife. I remember there was a nightly karaoke show at one point. I mean, you continued to think ahead and what you could do to better serve the people of the Outer Banks, vacationers and the locals alike.
Always. I'm still trying to figure out. You can ask Andrea. She gets completely disgusted with me because I'm always, let's try this, let's try that, let's do this.
Andrea, that's not
let's do
true,
that.
is it? Is that true?
Way.
No, she said no way.
No, I get a little, I don't know, maybe a little frustrated, but she has all these great ideas. And then I feel personally responsible. Yeah. For helping her make those happen.
Because she's little me.
Yeah.
She's little you. So
She's going to take my place.
I will never fit in her size.
So
her
I
shoes.
have
I
to
don't think
push
I'll ever-
her to do everything that I did. And that's a lot.
It is.
Well,
It is a lot.
But
you
she's
set the
doing
bar
it.
really high. But I have faith in that one right there to achieve and to keep that bar at that level, if not push it up a little bit more, because the determination that I've witnessed from Andrea to make things happen here is in a lot of ways unmatched.
Tries very hard. There's only so many shoes you can fill. And you have to remember back then I had 3 rooms. Then it grew to 4 rooms. Then it grew to a little bar, but it was still controllable. Now with this monster we have,
You created a monster.
I mean it, but it's a wonderful monster.
Absolutely. No,
It's-
100%.
It's a whole new challenge. And if you don't have challenges, you get boring. You get stale.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not a person to sit back and become complacent.
No.
No, you're
Oh,
always.
no, honey.
Andrea jumped in on that one.
Oh no! Oh no! And you know what? It's really funny because there are a lot of tears that are shed throughout some of the days, and there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of us going back and forth, tossing ideas, and a few little arguments here and there. But at the end of the day, when you calm down and take the emotion out of it, and you look at the big picture. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have, and I don't want to get all mushy, but
No, but it's
I'm
just like a
thankful for
marriage.
it. And
any
it's-
business is.
Yes.
It's how you
Yes.
make up,
Yes.
So you don't get a divorce. As long as you can get along and talk it over, I don't care if we throw pasta back and forth at each other. As long as we clean up the mess and keep on going.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, let's spin it over to Andrea real quick. So, Carol Ann, you've been manning the helm for quite some time, 40 some odd years. But Andrea, when did you come into the mix and start helping? And what got you involved? How did you become such an integral part of this puzzle?
I don't know. Let me tell you, I'll go back a little. I'll go back about 2010.
Okay.
2010. I started seeing someone, and he lived here. I was living in Maryland.
Okay.
And I would come here every other weekend. He'd go up there, and we started to see each other. And this was back then still one of the only places open in the off season.
Right.
Now a lot of people stay open longer. So he kept saying, "I want to try Jolly Roger, $9.95 prime rib, $9.95 prime rib."
Good prime rib.
That was the way to go.
So we did. So it became our Friday night place. We used to sit at booth 16.
Booth 16.
Yes. So we would come in on our little date nights. We'd have our prime rib, and that was it. And I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the hospitality. I fell in love with how cozy it was. It was just a down home. It just kind of grabbed me. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
kind of grabbed
Uh-huh.
me.
Got
So I remember when Sandra was working here, her daughter-in-law. She was one of the ones that would always welcome us with open arms. There were others, but this particular one, I stopped and asked her one day, "When can I come work for you? I want to host. just one day a week or whatever. So she brought me in and I would host here and there. And I did that for a while. And then some things happened, in my life. And I was, able to come in full time.
Okay.
I remember my fiance passed away and my job at the place I had been with for 16 years had kind of dissolved my work from home position. So I had a choice, move to continue my employment there or stay here. And it's really funny because I honestly think God worked in this mysterious way, because when I had my meeting with them in Mocksville, North Carolina, I came out to my car and I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I just lost my fiance, now my job, I might have to move, but it was just a lot.
A lot.
And in my voicemail was Carol Ann saying, honey, this is Carol Ann Jolly Roger. I was wondering, would you be interested in coming to work for me? And, because she keeps people's names and stuff in her phone, and she will just, on a whim, you might not have talked to her for 45 years, but if she gets a wild hair, she's going to call that person.
Right.
And, I called her, I met with her, I talked with her, and I kind of been here ever since. And I guess she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And, she's been the greatest mentor. So, it's been off and on 9 years. I think I left for a couple times for a little stint, but I always come back home. That's how I feel. So here I am.
That tells me two things. One, Carol Ann has a huge heart.
Absolutely.
Two,
absolutely.
There's a lot of divine intervention there,
yes,
in my opinion.
Yes.
The Lord knew what you needed.
He knew what I needed.
He spoke to Carol Ann. I'm not trying to get all biblical or scriptural.
No, you don't have to, honey, but you said it all right there.
It's the truth.
And that is what caused the connection. And I mean, in a lot of ways, it's helped bring this place. I mean, you have been the yin to the yang here. Carol Ann has a vision. She says, Andrea, make it happen. Next thing you know, Andrea is making it happen. I get up early in the morning, really early. We're talking like 3:45 in the morning. One of the first things I see when I hop open my social media just to see what's been going on since I went to bed that night. Don't forget, breakfast, Jolly Roger. There's something there early. And then, I mean, and it's not just then. There's little things, and I'm sure that you either you've scheduled it to make sure that it goes off, or you're still awake from the night before because you've been working all night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me go ahead and throw this up before I go to bed. And then at 6 a.m., you're waking up again to start all over.
Oh, I get home. If I'm working late night, I'll get home about 3 o'clock in the morning. And you have to wind down.
Yes.
You can't, so I'll turn the TV on and I'll sit on the side of the bed and I'll just kind of scroll Facebook. I'm like, oh, I got to make an event for this. And I'll sit there and make an event. Or I'll say, I got to do this poster. Or, you know what I mean? And although we do have someone that does do some of the sharing of our stuff on social media, I do a lot of the stuff that's like happening that's not something that this lady does. You know what I mean? It's stuff that
it has to have more feeling.
Yeah.
More of a personal touch.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've been learning how to use Instagram and TikTok more and add music to this and music to that, because somebody had a little birdie in her ear this summer saying, we need to get on TikTok. And I had to get on the TikTok.
Do I see a guilty face?
No, you don't see that at all. I don't know what you're talking about. What? But
we're both trying to get in with the times, and it's a challenge. And her being her age and me being my age, some of this is a little bit over our heads. But we
60
do have
years old, 40 years old. I mean, you're not that old, y'all.
Absolutely.
Let's be real. Real quick, so let's rewind just a little bit here. I mean, it's obvious that we have one cohesive unit here that's been working together for some time now that has really helped elevate this place to the next level. Now, I remember I say years ago, it wasn't that long ago, when the extension was being built and was going to be the bar event area. Now, what inspired you to go bigger? Was it
no,
just you
from
saying,
day one? From day one.
From day one, it was always part of the plan.
I wanted to get bigger, and my original was to go up. See that?
Yes.
That's a stress-pressed concrete ceiling, which I put on when we remodeled, and that was to hold the second floor.
Right.
But it just wasn't enough for this whole building. So the engineer said it would just be economically crazy to try and go up. So we went out.
Well, yeah, you had to go out
Right.
a little ways. But what you've created over there has actually become more, it's made you more of a destination than you already were.
That's what they say.
Nah,
I'm tickled to death.
It's true story. I mean, so many different things. You've hosted so many different events. I mean, can you talk to me a little bit about some of the different activities and events that you put on over in your bar area now? Because I can think of a bunch.
Well, she does most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the pool tournaments on Sundays. We have the poker tournaments on Mondays.
Okay.
Music bingo on Tuesdays.
Working women.
Working Women's Wednesday with Phil Watson and Lori Clark on Wednesdays.
right.
Shag on Thursdays, OBX Shag Club.
Okay.
Come on out and dance. Everybody's invited. It is not just for the Shag Club.
Right.
They welcome anybody that wants to come out there and learn to shag dance.
Okay. So wait a minute, now, Working Women's Wednesday where men are always welcome. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
I actually stopped into your first one last week and said hello for a moment. I couldn't find you, or Andrea.
I might have been getting my fortune read. We had a tarot card reader.
What?
Upstairs. Yeah, I was getting my fortune read.
Fortune read?
Yes, indeed.
Lord, I don't know how.
She comes almost every Wednesday.
She comes almost every Wednesday.
Well,
Yes.
I hung out for about 10, 15 minutes. I just wanted to stop in and see how things were going. But, okay, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrupt your flow.
I was asking her about my love life. You know, am I going to get married? She's like, honey, you're already married. You're the Jolly Roger. You're the Jolly Roger. Married to the Jolly Roger.
His name's Jolly. Your name is now Andrea Roger.
Right.
Whatever.
Well,
Carol Ann's got Joey. Andrea's got Jolly.
That's a good one.
So you said shag dance.
Shag is Thursday at 5:30. Yeah, it's a good time.
Friday. Now, I know you do trivia night.
We do trivia night on Saturday.
Jody's here.
Early karaoke
Early.
for 5 p.m. for family friendly.
Yeah, family
karaoke.
friendly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Family friendly on Fridays. Karaoke, that's a lot of fun. I get up there and sing once in a while.
Okay.
And some of the other staff, you know, we kind of encourage when we're not super, super busy. If somebody wants to go over there and sing, I mean, it's not necessarily just for kids. I mean, you get some people out there that really don't like the late night scene, but they love to sing karaoke. They are more than welcome.
Well,
You know, come in 5 to 9, have a good time, eat, drink, you know, just,
have a good time.
yeah, absolutely.
You've also brought in some, in some ways, national acts, and you've had
Yes.
some headlining people come in this door. I've been here for comedy night.
Yes.
I've been here for a couple of your activities. Talk to me about some of the different people and individuals that have come through your doors and have graced your stage in your bar area.
We have had, let's see, you did touch, you did touch on
The comedy.
the comedy.
Yep.
That was great. I do need to reschedule something like that. We've had the Mechanical Bull.
Oh, yes. I
Come
heard about the
in.
Mechanical Bull.
Yes. We've had Magic Hunks, which was, that was good.
Magic Hunks.
And we've had,
I wasn't there for that. I should have been up on that stage. Anyway.
well, your
continue.
picture was on the postcard. I don't know why you didn't show up.
Okay. I guess.
But we've also had, the Little People Wrestling, Midget Wrestling. That was a good time. But we've also had, national acts like Scotty Austin. He used to be, one of the lead men in the band Saving Abel.
Yes.
Back in the, I guess, 2000s,
Right.
I think it was.
Yep.
We have R.T. Johnson on a regular basis. Joshua Graham. We had Chase Payne. We've had the 69 Boys and
Yes.
the Tootsie Roll.
Yes.
Fresh, DJ Fresh, who used to live here,
Uh-huh.
brought him. That was a really good time.
Matty P definitely was having a ball that night.
Yes.
Anyway, continue.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And that's okay because we are looking for, bigger acts, but we still want to try to have those local musicians as well.
Right.
So
Never forsake them local artists.
Yes.
Always bringing them in and giving them the opportunity to shine.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. I will give you a little testimony. My brother's birthday was at the end of August. August 31st, actually. And the night before, I don't do as much late night as I used to. So I started hanging out with him early, and we were in Wanchese at the Tiki Bar down there. And I left him there. I threw money at his bar tab as part of his birthday present. I said, call me later if you need me to come get you, whatever. I was ready to go. The next morning, I see him during the day for his birthday. And I said, well, what ended up? Where'd you end up? I said, did you just go to the Tiki Bar and go home? He said his girlfriend showed up with her mother. And he said, man, I don't know what happened, but I turned around and I met the Jolly Roger and I was having a ball. And I think the Daniel Jordan band was here that night.
We did have the Daniel Jordan
and
band.
he said, man, that was the best party I'd had in a long time. I had an absolute blast. He said, Man, I was turning around. Everybody found out it was my birthday. They were handing me drinks, and I just had a ball. And I was like, dude, that's Jolly Roger. I mean, that's what it is. It's party like a pirate. I feel like I heard that somewhere one time. So, well, all good things. And this, the purpose of this was to showcase you all, the home feel that you get when you come in the door, the hospitality that you bring to the table, Miss Carol, both of you, but the dream that you had about having a restaurant that people can go to for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, get that good Outer Banks hospitality that everybody desires when they come here, and giving people an opportunity to have something to do in the evening in a controlled, safe environment to have some fun.
Right.
So I feel like you have accomplished what you've set out to do so far. My question for you right now is you said you're always looking to go do more, go further, take it up a notch. Do you have anything you'd be willing to share that you've been thinking about, or is this something that you reserve the right to remain silent kind of thing?
I will say this. We want to build a beautiful gazebo out on the water where we can go out there and people can wait, or we can have music.
Okay.
That was in the original plans. It didn't actually get done. But, as far as we have more people, so it's more people we have to take care of. It's getting the people, training the people to take care of the people the way we want them taken care of. Just not a person in here,
Right.
They are people.
Yes, absolutely. So the dream never stops here at the Jolly Roger.
Never stops.
That's excellent. See,
And who knows where it can go from there.
Hey.
You could always have more than one Jolly Roger. I told her that the other day.
Andrew,
Wait a minute.
Andrew about to
She
pass out.
almost passed out.
She almost passed out.
No.
Lord have mercy, no. What did Fred say? What did Fred Sanford used, or
She
what did,
thinks I was kidding. I wasn't.
Oh, gosh.
what did Fred Sanford used to say? I think this is a big one. That's about how
Oh, my Lord have mercy. These laughs, everything that you're hearing right now.
she scares me when she says, I got an idea, and I'm like,
You just got to pause for a second.
But that's not a new idea.
no, that's not a new idea.
No.
That's not.
Just
Well-
need the people.
The laughs and everything that y'all are all hearing right now are genuine, heartfelt, ready to show you a good time type of laughs. And that's what you're going to get here at the Jolly Roger. It's stuff I've experienced. It's things that my family's experienced. It's things that people have been experiencing at least for the last 42 years since Carol Ann. I mean, we can speak for that because that's how long she's been running this establishment. That is how long the laughs, the fun, the food has been going on here at milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Kill Devil Hills.
You got it.
And she is still very much involved in the business, the day-to-day operations of the business. People ask all the time, is Carol Ann here? Where we were wondering if we were going to see her. I'm like, honey, she is upstairs. Wave at that camera. See the camera right there? Just wave, because she will see you. She is very much involved in the business, and I'm thankful for that, because not only is she a good friend and a mentor, she keeps me grounded.
Amen.
Keeps me grounded.
Well, ladies, I appreciate you all giving me a few minutes to talk. Did we leave anything out? Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Come see us at the Jolly
You're
Roger.
the talker. We're following you.
Right,
Again,
right.
All great things here at the Jolly Roger. I encourage you again. They said breakfast, lunch, dinner, 365 days a year. 12 bars.
12 bars.
12 bars. Let's talk about 12 bars. We can't end this without talking about 12 bars.
No.
Tell me about so for those that may not know, 12 bars was set up by Lucky 12 down the street.
Yes, Mark.
Mark Baylog at Lucky 12.
Yes.
And he had this vision. If it started out, he was doing it just as Jingle 12.
Right.
And then it became this whole big phenomenon of 12 different bars that would participate in kind of a fun Christmas themed atmosphere from, right after Thanksgiving until New Year's.
Right.
So what theme does Jolly Roger pick up for? Because you're one of the 12. You're a destination for it. What is the theme of Jolly Rogers during 12 bars?
We are the Holly Jolly.
Holly Jolly.
An old-fashioned Christmas.
Old-fashioned.
It's like a misfit
Old-fashioned
Wonderland.
Misfit Wonderland.
Yep, old-fashioned
Okay,
misfit
like the
Wonderland.
Misfit Toys kind of thing.
Yes.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. And I think the reason we went with the Misfits, number one, they're fun and they're kind of you know, when I grew up, 70s. You know what I mean?
Right.
You always looked for Rudolph. And, you know, as you get older, you don't realize that the land of the misfit toys are all the ones that were unwanted because they had like defects or whatever.
Yes.
And, you know, we meet so many people and everybody's from a different walk of life, employees, you know, customers or whatever. And I just kind of thought that this would be the perfect land of the misfits.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Great theme.
Yeah. Yes.
So that y'all are going to be participating in that again this year.
Yes.
Lots of like decorations y'all put up, lots of different bar themed drink specials, different things of that nature. Food specials.
Parties for the kids. She has a building, gingerbread house building. And
Okay.
face painting, and you'll see it'll all be out on
Seeing the
on
movies.
program.
Yeah. Because we have the big screen in the bar. So we'll do movies.
You see, and that I'm glad y'all mentioned that, because a lot of times when people think about these 12 bars activity, it's like, oh, it's just for the adults. No. Your kids will be entertained. Like you said, cookie decorating, gingerbread, all that
Making
house
an ornament,
making ornaments.
Lunch with Santa, the Grinch, pirate ship rides.
Yes. Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun.
And all of these events will be posted online.
Yes. Yes.
And they will be available for you to come and hang out and be a part of. And of course, we're going to list them in Outer Banks this week. We're going to make sure that they're up and loud and proud. And we're going to be talking about them all month long. You best believe I will.
Yeah.
So, heck, I want to come hang out. Maybe we have to do another podcast from there.
There you go. That'll be fun.
We can do it. All right. I think we got it this time.
All right. Sounds good.
Ladies, I appreciate you so much again for giving me a few minutes to talk about Jolly Roger, the bar, 12 bars and everything, and Holly Jolly.
Old fashioned misfit Christmas.
There we go.
I have to think about it.
Holly Jolly Misfit Christmas.
Yeah, just call us a Holly Jolly.
Just call it the Holly Jolly.
Holly
All right.
Jolly. That's
ladies, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Justin.
you,
At Norbank Sailing and Duck, fun and excitement are just the beginning. Cruise the Currituck Sound on jet skis, pontoon boats, or sailboats. Have a blast parasailing or enjoy tubing, wakeboarding, and water skiing. Take a luxury sailing cruise aboard Surfer Girl or learn to sail with expert lessons. After the fun, shop our surf boutique for top swimwear and apparel. Norbanks is the perfect place to shop and play on the Outer Banks. Book your adventure today online at norbanks.com.
High Cotton Barbecue in Kitty Hawk brings you the best of Eastern North Carolina's pit smoke flavor. At High Cotton, slow smoked ribs, juicy fried chicken, tender sliced beef brisket, and classic Eastern style barbecue are what they do best. Try their generous family packages, perfectly portioned to feed 6 to 16. Order for dine-in, takeout, or catered events, and taste why the locals love them. High Cotton Barbecue at Milepost 2, where the beach road begins in Kitty Hawk, and online at highcottonbbq.com. All right, let's jump into some events. Man, what a fun place. Jolly Roger's so cool. Let's jump into some events, though. So all these events can be found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Let's start with what's going on at the Duck Jazz Music Festival. So if you go to OuterBanksThisWeek.com, first thing you're going to see is a banner at the top of the page, and it's going to say... It's going to be about the Duck Jazz Music Festival. It's going to be on a rotator, so it might be there and then it might disappear. So you better click very quickly. But if you didn't click fast enough, you can go to ducknc.gov for more information about the 2025 Duck Jazz Festival. It's going to be going on October 11th and 12th. They're bringing it to Ducktown Park. This is, again, what is it? The 16th annual Duck Jazz Music Festival, okay? It's a non-ticketed event. It's free to the public. There are going to be food and drinks available to purchase from town eateries, and there's going to be chairs available for rent as well. Let's take a look at the bands. Let's see who's lined up. All right. We've got Voices and Virtuosos. The History of Women in Jazz. That's going to be Thursday, October 9th. Let's see. Paul F. Keller Meeting Hall is going to be Children's Jazz Story Time and Rhythm Play with Ascension Music Academy. And then it's Sunset on the Town Green, a movie on the green presented by Carolina Designs Realty. Sing will be online. All right, main stage Saturday, 4 o'clock. Adam Hawley is going to be out there. And on Sunday, gates are going to open at 10. Music's going to start at 11. You're going to have Shayna Steele starting at 11. Then after that will be Gerald Beasley, the Brass Queens, and Tito Ponte Jr. Now, that's on the main stage. On the amphitheater stage, First Flight High School's Honors Jazz Band is going to be out there. David Eslick Trio featuring Jordan Garrett. And at 4:30 on the amphitheater stage, the Hot Lanes with Bobby Jasinski. So there's a little bit of your lineup that's going to be taking place at the Duck Jazz Music Festival. Again, you can go to ducknc.gov for more information about that. There's another event that I want to give a shout out to that I'm actually going to be participating in with my man Clint Godwin over at Farm Bureau. We're putting together a team. We haven't really come up with a decided name, but I'm going to say we need to call ourselves the Farm Boys because Farm Bureau, it only makes sense. The first annual fire truck pull. This is happening Sunday, October 5th, 1 o'clock at Lowe's in Kill Devil Hills. All right. So what you do is you're going to sign up and you're going to attempt to pull a fire truck 100 feet. And we're going to see who can do it the fastest. Now it's all being put on by the Beach Food Pantry, Pro One Pest Control, Malarney and McCown, Lowe's, Target, Food Line, and Captain Frank's Hot Dogs in Kitty Hawk. So this is happening on Sunday, October the 5th, 1 o'clock at the Lowe's in Kill Devil Hills. Again, I'm going to be on a team. Come cheer me on. I need all the cheers I can get. So I think we're going to be called the Farm Boys, but who knows? I got to talk to Clint about all that. Go ahead and mark your calendar. Sunday, October 5th, 1 o'clock. It's going to be a good time. Coming up in the near future, again, we talked about Halloween Island that's going to be going on. Looks like this coming Friday, September 26th. Oh, we got Ty Fleming's going to be jamming out at Bass Knight's Lone Cedar. I think Formula is going to be at Jack Brown's in Kill Devil Hills. Randy Burton is going to be at Fishhead's Bar and Grill. Lots of fun things going on this coming weekend, praying the weather away that it will all take place. Coming on into Saturday, Bree Young's going to be at Lone Cedar. Some guy named Joel is going to be at the Jolly Roger. Yes, I'll tell you, man, Jolly's is a fun spot. Looking ahead, we got the U.S. Wave Ski Surfing Championship at Jeanette's Pier on Sunday, September 28th. That's starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. Continuing on down the list, looking at some things coming up into the next week. Things going on again. Jolly Roger, Red Drum, Tap House and Grill's got trivia night going on. That's on Monday night. Looking at on into, of course, you got me. You got to come do trivia with me on Wednesdays at McGrath's Burger Shack. That's mandatory. You come to the Outer Banks, you do trivia with Justin at McGrath's Burger Shack in Nags Head. Okay, it's just what you do. So I would hope that you would come and hang out with me 6 o'clock right there and do that. Looking on down, there's the Pumpkin Patch. That's something that's going on at the Outer Banks Brewing Station from 11:30 to 5 on Wednesday, October 1st. Jeremy and the Generations will be jamming out at Fish Heads that evening. Halloween International Film Festival. That's something that's going to be going on at the Pioneer Theater on Thursday, October 2nd. This is part of the Halloween Island events that are going to be going on. A Mania First Friday Halloween. That'll be a lot of fun. Halloween edition for Halloween Island on Friday, October 3rd. Looking on down into Saturday, see the 2-year anniversary party happening at Dune Street at Raw Bar and Grill in Nags Head right there in the Surfside Plaza. So that'll be a fun thing to go and be a part of. Lots of different activities and events. Again, so many things that you can look at and see and decide where you want to be and what you want to do, all taking place on the Outer Banks all the way into October. Again, it seems like there's just so much going on. I mean, the fall time seems to be one of those times of the year where there's so many different activities and things that you can be a part of that it's just the options are endless. So I encourage you to participate. Guaranteed to have some fun. Oh gosh. Let's see. I don't think I forgot anything. Again, go online, outerbanksthisweek.com, click on the events tab, and you can see everything in its entirety all right here on the website. So many fun things, trivia nights, live music, all across the board online. You can find it at outerbanksthisweek.com. I don't know that I forgot anything. I do want to thank Carol Ann and Andrea for allowing me to be a part of their world today and being there at Jolly Roger. Right, again, milepost 6 3/4 on the beach road in Kill Devil Hills. Such a fun spot. I guarantee you're going to have a great time there. The food's good. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're open 365 days a year. Pretty sure that's what she said. Pretty sure. I have to double check. But regardless, JollyRogerOBX.com, where you can find some more information about Jolly Roger. And of course, you can find more information on OuterBanksThisWeek.com as well. Next week, where are we going? Oh, man, we're going to milepost 18.5 on the beach road in Nags Head. Little spot you may know of on the Outer Banks Fishing Pier, and it's called Fish Heads. Yes, I'm going to Fish Heads next week. Going to sit and hang out with Gary Oliver, or the Godfather, as I like to call him. There's another older gentleman there named Bobby Lambert. He may be in attendance. Who knows is going to pop on the podcast for the Fish Heads podcast I'm going to be doing. I'm going to talk about all the things you can do there in the fall and all the fun that takes place, even though the summer may be coming to a close. Hey, Fish Heads is still up and ready to party. So we're going to go hang out there next week. So, all right, that's going to do it for me this week. I will see y'all again at Fish Heads. Fish Heads. Fish Heads. Milepost 18.5 on the glorious, wondrous, most outstandingly fabulous Outer Banks Fishing Pier. I'll see y'all then. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another radical edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and listen every Thursday for a new episode.